Welcome back to Books with Duddy. Today we are doing a spoiler-free review. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts about this book that includes spoilers, check out the linked video. But today we're going to start with a book called The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donlea. So this is a book about two girls, Megan and Nicole, who both vanish at a beach party on the same night. And Megan ends up escaping a few weeks later, and Nicole doesn't. So then the story kind of picks up a year later after Megan has escaped, and Megan is basically famous at this point. She's just written a book. She's kind of become, America's girl, kind of the girl who survived type of situation. And we are mostly in the point of view of Nicole's older sister, Livia. Livia does autopsies, I think, what are they called? Coroners or forensic pathologists? I think coroner. But she, takes care of bodies, determines, date of, or how they died, etc., etc. That's kind of where the story picks up, and it goes from there. So I'd say there's three main characters: Nicole, Megan, Livia. I don't want to talk in detail about what I liked, didn't like about their personalities, since I'm kind of a very, very anti-spoiler. But I enjoyed how all the characters were written. I thought they were all very interesting. They all had pretty clear motivations for the most part, and kind of their actions, if you will, fit how they were being written. So I definitely enjoy the characters. And then as far as like the pacing, the book is definitely a slow burn psychological thriller, which I enjoy. It gives time to kind of build up. It's not 100 miles a minute from the start. So I really enjoyed that. And then another thing that I liked was the dual timeline in this book. We spend a lot of time in the present, a year after the girls had vanished. And we also get to see the past kind of leading up to when the girls vanished. So I definitely enjoyed that. Another thing that I liked was that I thought the story was very emotionally layered without kind of being over dramatic, if that makes sense. It was kind of like I was just reading this story as it was happening, and it happened to be, a traumatic story. But it wasn't kind of like beating me over the head, like trying to make me feel that it was so traumatic, that I had to feel traumatized. So I thought it was the amount of emotions that came into play was really good. There were a couple things that I didn't really like. I thought some of the twists were very, very obvious, but to me it was just kind of like there were some red herrings thrown out there that just didn't work for me. And then the other thing that I didn't super like about this was kind of the entire ending, or maybe the last quarter of the book. It didn't quite hit like it could have. I thought it was pretty abrupt, and it left, it's not always a bad thing when a book obviously leaves things open-ended and allows you to fill in some of the things that might have happened or didn't happen. But I just thought there were just a lot of just flat out plot holes in the book, which, again, some people that might be okay with just filling everything, in yourself. But for me, I don't mind filling in some things myself, but this just felt like too many. So overall, I definitely enjoyed the book. I think there's like a sequel, but it's not like a direct sequel. I'll probably give that a try at some point. Um, but overall, solid book. I would recommend it. I'd probably give this book a 6.1 out of 10, with 5 being average. So I definitely thought it was an above average book. And that will conclude my review of The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donlea. Again, if you're interested in spoilers and you've already read the book, or you don't plan on reading the book and you just want to hear spoilers, check out my other book, or my other video on the channel about this book, where I kind of detail more what I've thought about the characters, the ending, the twists, and all of that. But if you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe, I would very much appreciate that. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon.